There is no single parent, especially a woman who has got a job to attend to, that can rule out the importance of having a nanny or a maid to look after the kids. A nanny is someone who provides the child care typically given within the child's family setting. Those kids who receive specialized care from nannies rather than these group facilities like child care, they tend to get sick less often, and this reduces sicknesses that comes around with cold. There are 1,000,001 importance and reasons of having nannies in our homes or in our society at large. But today I want us to discuss the negative impacts that some of the nannies bring to the family or bring to the society. And I want to narrow down the 5 categories of nannies that as a parent you should avoid at all costs whatsoever. Otherwise, thank you for joining me, and kindly don't forget to subscribe. Kindly subscribe, share, like, and comment on anything that maybe you wish me to improve on. Comment down there on the comment section. My name is Angela Steven. Child caregivers has become an essential part of our household. While some parents have had an eventful moment with the child caregivers, some have experienced very bad moments, very bad encounters, and others have encountered horrifying moments with these child caregivers. In recent years, there was this graphic video that was going around showing a Ugandan nanny mistreating a child. If you missed the video, this is what happened. The parents of an 18-month-old daughter realized some bruises on their daughter, and this prompted them to secretly plan a nanny camera to monitor the behaviors of this nanny. So the footage of this camera showed, one day the footage showed the nanny force feeding this child and slapping the child, kicking the child, and also he went overboard, even stepping on that child. That video has already been removed from YouTube. Currently, if you are following social media, you might have realized that there's another story that's going around social media of a journalist dubbed Nyoxxy, claiming that the child died in the hands of the maid. They claim that the information claimed that this child was beaten up by the maid, and he developed some internal bleeding, which resulted to his death after some few days. But also you can see some information running over, disputing these claims. The information, by one Facebooker claims that this child did not die actually out of the beatings from the maid, because the information, the Facebooker says that this child died 2 days when the maid had already left, and they claim that the child, the boy was playing from the balcony of their first floor, and this boy fell from the first floor downwards, and when he was taken to the facility, to the medical facility, he was pronounced dead. But this information this is a police case, which police are handling it. So as for us, we will leave it as such. But now, today, I want us to outline 5 different types of nannies that as a parent you should avoid at all cost. Number 1, the criminal one. The criminal one, as a parent, every parent wants good of their children. And these parents will try as much as possible to search for someone who will bond with their kids. So this criminal maid, they also understand this fact. So they'll try to mistreat the kids with all sorts manner of mistreatment. But on the other side, they threaten these kids so that when a parent comes in the evening, the child is so much clinging on the maid, not out of love, but out of fear. Because now this child has been threatened. That, now when a parent comes, this child runs to the maid, clings on the maid, the parents feels good, the parents thinks that now these people are bonding. In the other hand, the maid has mistreated the child and threatened the child. The second type is the absconder. Absconder is this maid that will just go from work. You just go to work and you come in the evening, you find the maid has gone. And the Cambridge Dictionary defines the word absconder as to go away suddenly and secretly in a way to escape from somewhere. From this definition, we find three words. One is suddenly. Suddenly means quick and unexpectedly. And then the second word we find is secretly. Secretly means doing something without telling the other person or without telling anyone. And then now the third word we find is escape. Escape simply means breaking through from confinement or from control. So these are the nannies that will leave your kids. You leave in the morning, you go to work, and now you come in the evening, you find this nanny has already left. You find your child who has cried and cried himself to sleep, who has soaked himself in the diaper, and the nanny is nowhere to be found. Where has he gone? He has just absconded work like that. A story is told of a lady who had finished college and found a job, and she was so happy that she has found a job. But now the problem that is that she had a child, so she had to find someone who looked after the kid. So she got this maid, and she brought her in the house. And this maid was so preserved. She wasn't talkative, she wasn't friendly. And all of the parents, they like such a kind of maids. The maids who doesn't interact so much with the surrounding, in the thinking that now the less they interact, the less they get contaminated. With all these qualities, the lady of the house was shocked one day when she came back home, and she found the lady had left very long time ago. And as I said, the child has even cried himself to sleep. These are the absconder kind of maids that we need to avoid. The third one is the one with the clashing beliefs. This is a conflict that occurs when different cultural values and beliefs clash. A belief is a trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something, an acceptance that something exists or something is true, especially one without proof. Clashing simply means mismatch. Imagine having a nanny who doesn't believe in medical treatment. So this is a nanny who just believes in natural healing. You go to work, you come in the evening, the child got sick in the morning, immediately you left. Then now, because this nanny doesn't believe in medical treatment, he or she performed some gymnastics to the child in the name of natural healing. So this nanny, because the child had headache, or the child had headache, so the nanny went and bought some onions and whatever. So she clashed these onions and smeared in the face of the child so that the child does not get sick. The fourth one is the undependable maid. This is someone who is unreliable, who is inconsiderate, someone who is unconstant, who is irresponsible. This is someone, you have been with this person from Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, Sunday evening. And then on Monday in the morning, you are preparing yourself to leave for work. And then this person tells you that you want to leave. This person tells you that now she needs you to pay her for the days that she has worked for because she wants to leave. Seriously? But we have been with you since Monday, since Friday in the evening. You never said anything. We haven't fought even either. So why are you telling me now? What do you expect me to do? So now, this now leads you to abscond job also. Because now, this person is leaving. And now because she has told you that she's leaving, of course you cannot risk leaving the child in their care. Because you never know. They might abscond and leave the child. So this is a person that you cannot rely yourself to. This is a person who you cannot put your trust to, because they can leave you anytime, any day, anywhere they feel like they want to. So these are the undependable type of maids. Number 5 is indecent exposure. This is a crime of intentionally showing one's sexual organ in public. The act of outraging, public decency by showing, by being naked in public places. As a parent, imagine you go to work and then because of one reason or another, you tend to come home early. And then you find your lady of the house, the maid, with another man in the house, both of them naked, and your child is just there watching. Imagine. Or rather, we have heard of stories in media where a lady asks the child, to inappropriately touch her, or some of them introduces these kids to some uncalled for behaviors. And as a parent, you realize that your child is behaving differently. Every time you come to your child, you hold your child, you feel like he's behaving very much differently, unlike how you had known him or her. These are the kinds of maid who exposes your child to unscrupulous behaviors, unprincipled, uncultural behaviors, unspeakable things, and you realize that your child will now grow. This will affect your child even as he grows up, because these are things that he has been introduced when he's young. We have heard of stories of these kids who masturbate. Most of them will tell you that they were introduced to these behaviors by their caregivers when they are very young. And something that you have been introduced to when you are very young, it's very hard to leave it. So these are the behaviors of this kind of nannies. We call it the indecency exposure. So as a parent, whenever you are doing your background check, get to understand this type of maid that I've talked about. It's not that anyone you find out there will make a good caregiver. I'm not saying that that all of the caregivers. We have heard of the stories of a parent or a family who has had a caregiver, and they have even adopted them as one of their own. So not all caregivers are bad, but whenever you want someone to take care of your child, kindly try to do your background check, and please try as much as possible to avoid these 5 types of nannies or maids that I've mentioned. Otherwise, thank you so much for staying up with me. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. Please like, share with your friends, comment down there in the comment section on anything that you feel like I should talk about, or anything you feel like I should try and improve. Otherwise, thank you so much, and God bless you.